Now, the fashion industry faced a major hit because of the pandemic, which caused a lot of chaos in the fashion industry globally. But despite that, a lot of fashion brands were able to get through the storm and stand strong. Today, I'm spending time with the founder of D&D Clothing, Dennis Osadebe. He's going to tell me all about his brand. He's actually launched a workshop right here in Kenya. We're going to get to try out their designs and see what this brand is all about. So, follow me.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Very good. Thanks for coming.
Great. I'm so excited for all of this. So let's just get into our interview.
All right.
Mr. Dennis Osadebe, thank you so much for making time for us to have this conversation with you. Super excited to get to know about your clothing brand. And speaking of your clothing brand, let's jump right into it. So tell me about D&D Clothing. What inspired you to start it? And what's the inspiration behind your designs?
D&D Clothing gave birth in Dubai. Actually, I was making a movie in Nigeria. So I've made a couple of movies and, during costume, so something inspired my brain to say, okay, so if we can be able to be putting 1, 2 together, so that means we can create something that is amazing for Africans. So that is what sparked us, and I went to Europe, did my due diligence, then after that, formed my team. Then we started from UAE, Dubai.
Wonderful. So I'm not only talking to a designer, I'm also talking to a movie director right here.
Yeah, kind of.
Many talents, which is a conversation for another day. So I wanted to know, like, your styles. You have different variety of styles. You design for different events. I wanted to know what inspires every collection that you come up with.
All right. What even inspired me to start this brand is, you see, when you go everywhere in the world, when you're talking about African, so people mindset goes to Ankara, Kitenge, kind of stiffy kind of clothes. So, and when we started with same Ankara, just to create awareness in UAE. So after like a year, so we become very famous in UAE. We went for competition for World Fashion Award, and we came out third. We beat other countries in the world, and we decided to say, okay, if we can do this kind of thing from Ankara, so that means we can be able to go beyond Ankara. And in Dubai, people start coming, make me suit, make me shirt, make me wedding gown. And we now form a very big team and said, okay, for us to be making Ankara, let us start creating our own print. Then we now name it D&D Clothing because we now made a brand from it.
Amazing.
Yes.
And how was the reception in UAE? I'm pretty sure that's a country where people like to dress, look extravagant and classy. Who are even your clientele in the UAE, to be specific?
In UAE, to be frankly, in UAE, we were able to meet different kind of people. We met Americans, we met British, we were doing clothes for all over. Global. Yes. So we were able to hit the market of, UAE is a place that is recognized now even in world fashion. So a lot of global different entities are coming to these places, and we were able to hit them and capture the market. So even in Dubai today, when you're talking about an African brand, I think we'll be #1 in all UAE.
Amazing. And which other countries have you been able to, bring out your branch and also sell your clothing across the world?
Presently, now we have sub-representatives. We have a location in US, in California. We also have in Paris. We have in London people who are representing our brand. And as well, we're almost in every big marketplace right now.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
And now you've, transitioned. You have a branch right here in Kenya. Why the Kenyan market, if I may ask?
Yeah, actually in Kenya, you see teams, because you cannot work without a team, yeah? I wanted to go to Nigeria and set up my first African branch. But you see, when your team, now we vote and the team choose Kenya, that is why we decided to start from Kenya. Actually, our aim is to be in every African home. not just in Kenya. So what we do is that we now share Africa into 5 regions. We have East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, South Africa, Central Africa. So East Africa now, we chose Kenya to supersede all East Africa. So from here, we are still going to South Africa, and we're still going to either Nigeria or Ghana. We're still waiting which place we can be able to choose, and from there we'll see how we can service West Africa.
Well, as a Kenyan myself, I'm very happy you picked us to be part of the East African representative. So it's amazing to be able to see the amazing work that you do. Another question I'm definitely wanting to ask you that I ask a lot of creatives, COVID-19, the pandemic that came in and affected business, especially within the fashion industry. How were you able to deal with that? And you've made this even big move to a different criteria and start. It's amazing that you made that decision. So I want to know how you were able to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Actually, even we came in during this COVID-19 to Kenya because our team were able to establish here before the COVID story came out. But really it affected us because last year throughout we were not able to do what we plan to do because we were planning like in every 6 months we should be in every East African country. But due to this COVID, what we do, our expatriate has to go back because we came with a 3 months working permit. Then we were not able to do anything, so they have to go back to various countries where they came from. Because what we planned before is to make sure that we set up this base here, we can be able to train locals so we can fly. Because as you can see, we have a lot of machines here that we can, from here, service all East Africa. But due to the COVID, we were able to slow down a little bit and let a lot of people go. So now, this year, that system is already improving. So what we do is now we have already started bringing them one by one because our aim is to see African wear made in Africa. Amazing.
Yes. Now, I know for a fact for a lot of fashion designers such as yourself, COVID-19 kind of allowed them to step back and kind of use social media to push through their brand and make sales. Is this something you were able to tap in yourself?
Yes.
And how did that turn out for you? Yeah. Were you making a lot of sales?
Actually, now we have one of the best online store presently that even in the world, when you search an African brand, if we're not in the first page, we should be in the second page. Globally, I'm not talking about just Kenya, because this pandemic also taught us how to diversify in a different, because in Dubai what we're doing is custom made, so we're just doing made to make sure. And when we came to Kenya, so with this COVID, we decided to create our own online platform that as I'm talking to you now, we are selling all over the world.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. That's amazing. Now, of course, we'll get to talk about some of the plans you have for this year, because you told me you have a lot of plans, especially now that you've moved into the Kenyan market. But I want to know, for a fashion designer like you, especially in the African fashion industry, how have you been able to be as successful as you are?
Believe in yourself. What we did was, you see, before we came to Kenya, we do our due diligence, we do feasibility studies, and we understand that most African countries, yes, we can create something that is amazing, but our finishing is a challenge. You see many African designers, even when you have something to offer, but you see that our tailors cannot be able to give us exactly what you can be able to share to the world. So we did now our own due diligence. So we decided to bring in expatriates from different parts of the world: Italy, Russia, Turkey, Asia, different team to train our local people to be able to give them exactly what they are looking for. So what we did now is, as of today, we are proud that even Kenyans are stitching something that the whole world is accepted. That's
true. I'm actually wearing a piece from D&D Clothing. As you can see, it's very comfortable to wear this. I want you to tell me more about this particular piece I'm wearing.
Okay, this one is what we're doing in our brand is we're representing Africa. In every piece of whatever we produce, we make sure that something identifying an African is there. Even most of our suits, shirts, jeans, we are making sure that it has the history of Africa, because I believe that it's time for us as an African to start wearing something that we made by ourselves. Every time I go out, it pains me that you see 99.9% of people wearing something that is not even made in Africa. So it's like we are growing other people's economy. So that is why we decided to create a suit for office wear, and as well, when you look there, you look stylish and also represent the heritage where you're coming from, your mother's land. Yes.
Love that. And this material it just feels expensive, guys. So I wanted to know if I'm able to ask you, like, where do you source your materials from? Something like this.
Actually, because we are a brand and we also want to represent Africans in all over the world, we make sure that most of our our fabrics are coming from world-class companies. For example, our suit, our suppliers are Osadebe. Osadebe is the same company that supply Hugo Boss, Armani. We sign contract with them. So most of our female kind of dress, we're working with a very big brand, the same company that supply Versace from Japan. That is the company that also supplies us fabric for female. Yes. Then when we came to Kenya, we came to understand that maybe our price is a little bit, because we want everybody to afford our clothes. We want to make sure that not just you see or just for the elite or for the middle class. So what we do now, we sign contract with a company in Indonesia that is giving us also like 67% cotton, 35% polyester, to make sure that we meet the demand of all Africa. So that's exactly what we're doing now. Great.
Well, it's amazing. Feels so comfortable, and just I feel good. I won't lie about that. So I wanted to, Mr. Dennis, what are your plans for this year? Are we expecting new collections, fashion show coming around the corner? What are you planning?
Yes, when we came in, we really plan to see how we can launch our collections in Kenya. But due to COVID and the system, because really we want to do a runway that can be able to surpass like 200 models, to show the world that also we can do those things that any brand can do. So, but we're planning that before the year runs out, we will show East Africa our collection. Amazing.
I'm looking forward to that, and I do hope our viewers are looking forward to that as well. Another thing I just wanted to ask, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people who watch this conversation we have would want to know, is the prices your clothing range from, because I know you mentioned that you also wanted every individual to be able to wear your pieces, not just the most expensive. So I wanted to know if you could share with us the price range we're looking at with the different designs that you make.
Okay, we try as much as possible to meet all demands. And now we have already set up something that from the range of 4,000 till we have something for also up to $10,000. So it depends on whatever we're doing, but we make sure that from $40, which is 4,000 Kenyan shillings, up till $40. And also here we are doing custom made. We are doing a lot of weddings here as well, because I can categorically tell you that we're doing very interesting wedding gowns as well.
That's amazing. I'm looking at your designs. I think I've seen a piece right there. It has a unique style to it. Speaking about weddings, have you designed for anyone in Kenya right now for a wedding?
A lot.
A lot?
Yes.
And what do Kenyan clients look for in wedding dresses, if I may ask?
You see, not just Kenya. In Africa, we have this challenge that even when you have something that you want to show the world, and you can be able to see someone who can do that for you. By the way, before we came to Kenya, we were having people flying all the way from Dubai, Uganda, Rwanda to come to Dubai, to design a wedding gown. And this is also what even inspired. We have a lot of clients from Kenya even before we came to Kenya.
For even red carpet looks as well?
Yes,
red carpet looks as well.
Yes. We're doing it. You see, we're a brand. We're doing so many. 2 days ago, we have a lady. She did a wedding here, and they comment. If you check, maybe if they will forward it for you, she was able to have. You cannot imagine the views, and people were calling us from different parts of Kenya to say, "Is it really made in Kenya?" He said, "Of course, yeah, it is made in Kenya."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I know where to come look for my wedding dress after this conversation. We'll talk after this. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Osadebe, for making time for us. And now I want to get the chance to look at your designs, get to know about it. This was amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.